Well, Cathy, I think it's testament to the work that Friends of the Earth and other groups like yours have done over the last decades that there now seems to be no danger whatever that environmental and green issues could ever be fringe in national politics ever again, I suspect. It's absolutely hardwired into everything government does. And Labour, in the last 30 years, has obviously taken this as a top priority. Like him, although John Prescott, when he was Deputy Prime Minister, had this responsibility, that's how seriously it was taken in government. And today, okay, so that's a load. But he was the Deputy Prime Minister, and he did, well, you can laugh all you like, but the work he did at Kyoto, and the work he did to ensure that Britain made sure that it was leading the world in developing policies to stop pollution from greenhouse gases is second to none, and I would put it to you all to think of somebody who's done more in the Labour government on that issue in the last 13 years. Ed Miliband, who currently has that post, a strong ally of Gordon Brown, which again shows the seriousness with which this is taken, and it was Ed Miliband who is generally recognised, this isn't sort of party political, but led the Copenhagen talks, was up all night driving for an agreement. Okay, for other reasons we didn't get it, we got the 2% reduction, we need to go further. I think I heard Jeremy right, but it was a Labour government, of course, who brought in the Climate Change Act with, of course, Conservative support, but that was, let's not forget, some Labour legislation. Where do we go from here? I think a lot of the tunes have gone already because there is a lot of party agreement on this. It's in our manifesto that we will push the EU to increase the limitations from 20 to 30% by 2020. And there's a virtuous circle here, because I spoke earlier about the need for the economic recovery to stay strong, and it's a core part of our recovery programme that the investment that government is going to do in the economy will be in these green areas. So we'll have a green growth fund, which will, similar to what's just been said, except we will look at renewable and nuclear sources, because we think nuclear has a very strong role to play if we're going to meet our energy needs from non-fossil fuel sources. The high-speed rail programme, which has also been mentioned again, a Labour project which we would take forward. And finally, just to bring this back to a local issue and to what I said earlier, that development at Dunsville Park, which didn't go through, but would have been an eco-town, would have allowed people to live in a sustainable way, to travel to work in a sustainable way. And I do think it is a shame, and I dare say the moment's gone, but it's a shame that project didn't go through, because that was a way, and the Labour Party locally supported that, of bringing environmental issues right here to South West Surrey.
So can Roger say his bit, and then we'll come back to Mike very briefly. Roger, have you said your bit on this? Right, Mike, you can briefly, please.
I'm just going to say this is a classic example of how the parties should be working together, isn't it? There are some huge issues where I would love to see all the political parties working together. Climate change is one of them. Long-term care for the elderly. Let's not try and score political points. Let's work together for a solution. We're all living longer. We've got Alzheimer's. It's a huge expense. It's a lot of problems. We all know people, and it's a tragic illness, isn't it? Let's be honest. But these are the big issues. Pensions, public sector pensions, there's another one. Let's not try and score political points about it. Let's come to a common solution, a consensus. That's what we need in this country, more consensus politics.